Okay.
I just gotta get away. My ex, just everything, the abuse. I'm just tired.
Hey, what's going on, my good people? We back, and we still riding for Alexis because she's still missing, and she needs to be brought home to her children. And in this video right here, we're gonna look at a few things regarding the baby daddies, TJ and Reggie, because I know there's a lot of rumors, a lot of speculation. Some people are saying, they had something to do with what happened to her. And y'all know how we do over here. We build on the timeline. I try to stay away from a lot of the confusion. So it's important that we build on the timeline. And then I want y'all to decide on whether or not these baby daddies got anything to do with her disappearance. Come on, ride with me. Now, I think that it's important that we start with the ring footage. That's very important to me. So let's start there.
Hey, it's your neighbor upstairs.
What's up?
I was letting you know that I ain't gonna lie, I do like root work and shit like that, but good and bad.
The first thing that I want y'all to take note of is how she approached the neighbor's house. Okay? She said, "It's your neighbor from upstairs." And so what that told me was they not cool like that. I've lived in apartments before, and when I went to my neighbor's house, I'm like, "Girl, open up the door, it's me." If I didn't just walk in there. But clearly, this ain't that. So I'm still confused as to why she even went to the neighbor's house. It seems so random. When she began talking to the neighbor, the very first thing that comes out her mouth, she said, "I ain't gonna lie, I do root work, both good and bad." And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When I first heard it, I thought she was saying roof work, like ROOF. And I'm like, damn, she do roof work? But then I later discovered she was saying root work. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I had no clue what that was. Didn't have a clue. And so I wanted to look into it. And when I first started to look into it, I was like, it scared me. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I was scared by that. Because me personally, I don't know nothing about this. And I felt some kind of way reading about it. But I felt that it was important that we look into it because she herself said it. It came out her mouth. It wasn't rumors. It wasn't speculation. No, she said it. So we got to touch on this for just 1 second, y'all. We still riding. It says that slaves used root work and rituals for health curatives, to provide justice in the face of injustice, and to ask supernatural forces for protection against their oppressors. And I was like, wait a minute. When I started reading about supernatural powers and all that, that's kind of over my head, y'all. I ain't gonna even lie to you. But then it also says that root work is a conjure technique that involves using plants for magical work. Again, often for security and protection against violence. Apparently, this is not uncommon because here it says that this belief system is common in the southern United States and the Caribbean, and it attributes illness to witchcraft, hexing, voodoo, or spells. And I heard a lot of people like, oh, she was into black magic and this, that, and the other, right? But it says that this individual displays intense fear, symptoms of anxiety, and related somatic complaints, and typically remains in this state until a traditional healer, called a root doctor, removes the root. So again, this seems like this is something common. I don't know nothing about it. I don't even know nobody into this kind of stuff. So I was wondering, like, how did she get into this? When did this start with her? Because it seems like if you're not careful with this kind of stuff, it can mess with your mental. And I got a feeling that that's part of what she was going through. This may have something to do with where she was at mentally during this time. And not only that, why did she feel the need to offer up this information to her neighbor? Somebody that she's clearly not that cool with. This too seems so random. And if you look at this ring camera, if you look down at the date and the time that all of this occurred, it's dated January the 26th, which was a Wednesday, at 9:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So just after 9 o'clock, she then went down to her neighbor's house on Wednesday, January the 26th. And clearly, she's struggling with something mentally. So I want y'all to pay attention to what was going on with her the day before, Tuesday, January the 25th. Listen to what TJ told us. Pay attention.
Boom, god dang on. Before Lex took this, her being missing, Lex was, I don't know, she was dealing with some kind of spiritual root shit. I don't know what was going on. She was just been talking out of her head, you know what I'm saying? So Tuesday night, 1:30 in the morning, she called me out wake me up, talking about some TJ. She say, I know you sleep, I know you gotta work in the morning. She say, but let me tell you something right quick. I'm like, what you talking about? What's up? She talking about some well, my last 5 exes within the last 7 years, they died. Huh? What you talking about? She said, I wish death upon them. I said, bro, you is tripping. You know what I'm saying? You need help, man. Get off my phone. You talking crazy. I hung up. She started sending me all type of pictures of a ladybug crawling on the ceiling, what the meanings of it, her Pisces sign, all type of weird talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So less than 24 hours prior to her going to her neighbor's house, she called TJ at 1:30 in the morning, talking about ladybugs and her exes then died, and I mean, like what he called weird stuff. You know, and what that told me was, even at that moment, she was struggling with something mentally. Know that. So on Tuesday, she called TJ with all this weird stuff. And then we know that on Wednesday, she went to her neighbor's house. I mean, telling all her little business. She went as far as even telling her neighbor this.
And the only way I know I can get away from him, like,
You live in the state?
yes, I got to.
Mm.
I got to. That's the only way I'm going to get away from him. Because if he don't know, I can read him. I can look in your eyes. I can read you. He didn't realize I've been reading him the whole time. I read it.
Talking about the guy that was here.
Yeah.
Aww.
Clients, like.
So one of the things that I want to correct from the last video is I thought this girl said the dad that was here. But that's not what she says. She says the guy that was here. So she's asking Alexis, are you talking about the guy that was here? And Alexis said yes. And I was like, wait a minute. What guy are they talking about? Because the neighbor is speaking as if she know of him. And I'm wondering, like, how? You know, what guy are they speaking of? And Alexis is telling her, like, in order to get away from him, she's going to have to leave the state. She felt like that was her only way out. Now, we don't know what went on with Alexis on Thursday. But I know on Friday, she spoke to her other baby daddy. Listen to him.
So let me start this back off from January the 28th. January 28th, that was that Friday. Somebody called me and they say, you seen your baby mama post? I was like, nah, what she posted? They're like, she posted a lottery ticket or something. Like she done won the lottery. I say, what if she did? That's her business. I'm happy for her. I was like, nah, for real, you need to goddamn go look at it. Not knowing that everybody trying to paint me and Lex having a bad relationship. I never been blocked from her page. But I'm not one of them type of people that's going page watch. I'm not one of the type of people who need to go and see what somebody that I know doing every damn day. When I get on Facebook, I go through my news feed that said I don't type in no names. So let's go back to Jared today. I got that call. It's like, baby mom talking crazy. She posted a lottery ticket. So immediately I was on the phone with my homegirl. I say, hold on. And if she watching this live, she'll get on here and say the same exact thing. I said, hold on, let me call goddamn my baby mama right quick. So when I called my baby mama, Naomi picked up the phone. I said, what y'all doing, girl? Where your mom at? She said, my mama in the store. I said, well, who in the car with y'all? She said, just me and my brother. I said, your mama left y'all in the car while she went in the store? She's like, yeah. I said, when your mama get back to the car, you call me. Naomi called me from her phone. Lex was talking to the little baby boy because he had been crying. She got on the phone. I say, "What's up, Lex? What the hell you at?" She say, "I'm gone." I said, "What going where?" I said, "Why they ain't in school?" She said, "Everybody need a getaway." I ain't think too much past it or nothing like that. I said, "Okay, you good? Are you okay?" She hung up the phone. I texted her again. I say, "Are you okay?" She called me back. She say, "Send me something for gas." And I was like, I don't fuck with cash out like that, but I'm about to send it to you. I sent the money for gas. Call and say, "You get it?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Are you sure you okay?" This over the phone. She said, "Yeah." She said, "I'm ahead of these bitches. These bitches being hating on me. These bitches being jealous of me. Ain't knowing how my baby mommy is. I left it alone. Cause you say something to the wrong way, then she'll be mad all over again." Cash out the money twice. And if they have that cash out, they can see that. Left it alone. Called her again. She's like, "Now I'm gonna call you back," because the baby had been crying. I was like, "Okay, you still gonna bring it to me?"
Okay, couple things. Now, he reached out to her because somebody called him about this so-called lottery ticket. And so supposedly, Alexis was telling people she won the lottery. Long story short, that was false. Okay? So as he's talking to her, he asks her, like, "Where you at?" She like, "I'm gone. Um, Everybody need a getaway." And so I'm thinking, I'm like, at that very moment, she's talking the same stuff that she talking on Wednesday. And that's getting away, getting out the way. Now, I understand that sometimes in life we go through things, whether it be work, kids, whatever. I have my moments where I'm like, man, listen, I need a vacation. I need to get away for a minute. This is how she's talking to him on Friday. Now, she asked him for some gas money. And the reason why I bring that up, because there were some people speculating that she had asked both of her baby daddies on Sunday for gas money. But that's not true. He just told us that she asked him on Friday. And I'm like, why she stay needing gas money? I'm like, I mean, is her money looking funny? What's going on with her at this very moment? Then she goes on to tell him that she ahead of these bitches, that they been mad at her. And I'm like, who is she talking about? Who is she referring to? Because understand this, we know that can mean male or female. Is she referring to the same person she was talking about on Wednesday to the neighbor? Because I still want to know who that was. But again, mentally, she's thinking about leaving. Okay? During this time, Reggie's asking Alexis about getting his daughter. Okay? And we know for a fact that he didn't end up with his daughter. Because Miss Alberta, which is Alexis' mother, she told us that Alexis had been hanging out with the family all weekend long. And it wasn't the Alexis that they were used to, is what she said. And that kind of, made me feel some kind of way because it almost felt like she was saying that Alexis don't be around them like that. So for Alexis to be around for such a long period of time, they felt that that was unusual. And during this time, they all, her mother even told us that Alexis was there crying and was telling her mother that she didn't even think she was going to make it to her 30th birthday. Something was troubling her. Okay? Now, as a mother, this should have been extremely alarming to her. Now, I get that she was saying Alexis really wasn't giving all the details, but that kind of situation, to me, that's a different ball game. If my daughter come to me talking about she feel like somebody following her, she feel like she ain't gonna make it to see her 30th birthday, this is we gotta talk about this. I wouldn't be able to let this go. I would want the specific details. That's just how I am. But hey, I mean, I guess we're all different when it comes to stuff like that. But on Saturday, Alexis called TJ. Listen to this conversation.
Boom, come Saturday, you know what I'm saying? I ain't seen my son in 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Me and Lex ain't been talking none of that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't did none of that. So Saturday, come Saturday before she came missing, she called me. She was like, TJ, I'm down at my mama house. She say, if you want to see him, you can come down here. I'm like, okay, I'll come down there. Then she changed her mind, saying that, just wait. Let me spend more time with him. I'm like, what you mean spend more time with him? You don't had him 2 weeks. I ain't seen my son. You ain't even let me video chat him. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, just let me spend more time. I can feel you crying through him. What you mean you can feel him crying through me? I mean, through him. So I'm like, the hell? I said, okay, Liz. I said, she said, but I said, can I get him Sunday, the next day? She was like, let me think about it. I said, okay, I ain't gonna argue with you. All right, cool. Get out the phone.
Yeah. Look at how she's talking to TJ while she's at her mother's house on Saturday. And what struck me as odd is when he was trying to get his son, she said, let me spend more time with him. That statement bothers me because, again, it sounds like she's planning on leaving. It does. And understand this. When I moved down to Louisville, the weeks leading up to me leaving, I spent a lot of time with my family because I didn't know when I was going to be back up to see them, even though I wasn't going that far. I just didn't know, I wanted to go get settled in, get myself situated. So I wanted to spend as much time with my family as I could before I left. This is what this feels like to me. So TJ asked about getting his son on Sunday. And Alexis was like, let me think about it. And he wasn't trying to argue with her, so he like, pretty much it's cool. It is what it is. We know that Alexis left her mother's house sometime around noon on Sunday. But sometime early Sunday, she spoke to TJ again. Listen to the conversation.
Now, mind me now, before I went to church, Lex didn't even want me to go to church. She kept on saying, TJ, don't go to church. I keep seeing you down there on oncoming traffic, like a car gonna hit you head on. She saw me a car crash, which I got in my inbox, or somebody got killed on a head-on car crash. I'm like, Lex, man, listen. One thing about it, you can't stop death. You feel me? Like, whatever happened, gonna happen. I ain't scared of it. I ain't scared of death. You know what I'm saying? We all gotta go. So, I went on to church anyway. She begged me not to go. I went on anyway.
So Alexis called TJ sometime Sunday morning, telling him that she had visions of him dying in a car crash. Okay? Now, he said he went to church. Church started, about 11? Some services started 8. Either way, you cut it. We know she left her mother's house at noon, so she spoke to TJ before she left her mama's house. So she leaves her mother's house. She goes home, lays down. At about 3 o'clock, her mother said that she called to check on her. And when she called her, that Alexis was taking a nap. But Alexis is telling her that there's this black truck sitting outside her house. So at this point, I'm like, is this girl just paranoid? Or is there somebody really following her? I mean, I'm confused about this. But anyway, she supposedly called the police. The police came and left. And when the police left, Alexis left. And she called TJ again.
So we left church, came home, changed clothes, and went to the game and watched the NFC and the ALC game. Went to Wild Wings. You know what I'm saying? Watched the Kansas City game up there at Wild Wings. Left Wild Wings, went to my aunt's house. You feel me? She called me. And I put on speakerphone, let my cousin hear how she talking out the side of her head. So she got there, she was like, she said, where you at? I said, I'm at my aunt's house watching the game. So she was like, well, come and meet me on 29 at 7-Eleven if we can get the kids. She said, I'm about to run out of gas. I got like 3 miles left. I said, okay. So as she talking, she like, TJ, watch out for these cars. Watch out for a white car, gray car, black car. Now, mind me, now I'm like, okay, so I put on speakerphone, let my cousin them, everybody hear. So I'm like, okay, I'm on my way. So my cousin like, boy, go get your son, boy. So I was like, shit, I say no more. I doubt him up. We left.
Yeah, couple things. So he said that when he left church, it's game day Sunday. So they then went to Wild Wings, then they then went to the Aunt house. And understand this, because I'm a sports fanatic. I move like the fellas on game day, on Sundays. You understand what I'm saying? I might start at one spot, I might end up somewhere else. It is what it is, right? But she calls him out the blue like, I'm about to run out of gas. I got the kids. Come get the kids. Because remember, when he spoke to her on Saturday, she wasn't sure on whether or not she was going to allow him to see his son. So this is out of the blue to him. And he put Alexis on speakerphone because he felt like she was talking crazy. So guess what? There's witnesses to this conversation. And unbeknownst to him, he would need them. Because people are trying to accuse him of having something to do with her disappearance. And what's crazy to me is that she's telling him to watch out for all these different cars. She's still talking like she's paranoid. And he's not understanding it. And that's why his people told him, like, man, go get your son. That's it and that's all. I would have said the same thing. Something's not right with her. And that's exactly what he did. Listen to what he says happened when he got to the 7-Eleven.
I pull up at 7-Eleven. You know what I'm saying? She's sitting at the gas pump. I get out, go in the car. Go in the stove. I pump 35 in her gas tank, and I put 20 in mine. I come back out, get my son out of the car. You know what I'm saying? She asked me, could Naomi go with me, her daughter? I was like, yeah, she can go. So I was like, she said, okay. She said, TJ, watch out for this car. She kept pointing at cars, like white car, black car, gray car. She said, watch out for these cars. She said, matter of fact, don't stop at no red lights. So I'm like, man, what you mean? I said, babe, you need help. You need to get some help. So I'm like, she was like, she know, TJ, I'm telling you. She's like, give me a hug me. So I hugged her, you know what I'm saying? The hug didn't feel right. Something wasn't right. So I got there and hugged, got in the car, and I pulled off. For y'all, the one that's in Anderson, I turn on Amity Road as I pass Welfare Church. I barely passed Welfare Church. And she got dang on, she sped around me. Bus right going out Anderson Belton Highway. So I just started calling. I'm like, where the hell she going? She supposed to been following me to my mom's house. So she said she was going to her mom's house. So, I'm like, damn, I started calling. I called about 3 times. She cut the phone off. So I go to the house. You feel me? I'm going to the house. So goddamn I call her mom. I'm like, man, you talk to Liz. She supposed to be coming out now. She was like, nah, I ain't talk to her. She said, so she like, I like, man, she got the phone off. I got the kids. You feel me? So I'm like, she say, okay, I'm finna call her now. So she started calling on Facebook. Calling. I ain't get no response. We hear nothing else. No more. I ain't hear nothing else.
Yeah. Now understand this. This man is very specific about these details. And not only that, these are details that can be verified. He's not fumbling over these details. Okay? And do you realize that when he met up with Alexis, she's still talking crazy. She's still talking about all these cars. He don't know what's going on. But one of the things that kind of stood out to me too was that when he thought he was just getting his son, but she asked if the daughter could go with them, and he said yes. Listen, let me tell you something. There's not too many guys out here that would have done that. And even in the last video, I'm like, there had to be a reason why she felt comfortable enough to leave the kids with him. If she thought he was a threat to her, why would she send her kids off with him? That made no sense to me. And it still don't. Which makes me believe that he's a good man. She knows it. And she knew that her kids was going to be in good hands with him. And not only that, another thing that stood out to me was the fact that she told him, don't stop at no red lights. And that makes sense. If she paranoid, that makes sense to me. She said, don't stop at no red lights. And when they left out of that 7-Eleven, she was supposed to be following him. And I don't know if he went to slow down to stop at the red light or what, but she sped around him. And I'm thinking to myself, that makes sense because she told him, don't stop at no red lights. And he probably did. That bothered her. She kept it pushing into the night. And he tried calling her. At some point, she turned off her phone. Now understand this. It was rumored that she had 2 phones. So I'm not really sure about that. If y'all know about that, put that in the comments for me. But she supposedly had 2 phones. Now, he said one was turned off. But don't forget, the police told us that they pinged her location in Abbeville, which is about 40 minutes away from the 7-Eleven. So if we're talking about just one phone, then what? Did she turn that phone back on at some point? Because he didn't speak to her no more after that. That night, her car was spotted in Augusta, Georgia. Highway cameras caught her car. And sometime after entering back into South Carolina, her car was ditched on Silcox Road in McCormick County. Now, although they didn't find that car until Wednesday, the property owner told us that that car was seen on Monday. So soon as she came back into South Carolina, that car was ditched. I believe that. I really do. One of the lingering questions for me was, why did she go to Augusta, Georgia? You know, but it sounds like she's familiar with this area, okay? But I wanted to know, what was she doing down there at that time? Listen to what the other baby daddy said about Augusta, Georgia. Pay attention.
So the girl called me. I called the girl or whatever, the other girl, and I was like, so what's the club that Alexis was at in Augusta or whatever when y'all was doing y'all thing? She was like, I don't know, but I'ma send you the owner number.
Yeah. So what came out of that was the fact that Alexis had been stripping, okay? And it sounded like, she had a little group of friends that this is what they would do. And so he called one of them, or got in touch with one of them. And he was asking about the name of the club in Augusta. And the girl playing like she don't even know, but she like, look, I got the club owner number. Gave him that, right? At some point, he speaks to the club owner. Listen to him.
Called the club owner, hit him up. You know, last time I seen Lex. Oh, she called me over the weekend. Hit the family. I said, hey, this is a club owner name right here. This is number. Days went by and still no Lex.
Yeah. Take note of the fact that when he called the club owner, he said, when was the last time you seen Lex? And the club owner told him, allegedly, okay, that Alexis called him that weekend. She called him. And I'm like, wait a minute. What did she want? What did she want with him? You understand what I'm saying? As far as I'm concerned, it was either business or it was personal. And if you're thinking personal, was she sliding with him? Was there some type of relations going on between them? Or was this business? And I say that because, she had to get gas money from both of the baby daddies. Had she just hit a rough spot in her life and thought, let me slide down here to this club and make me a couple dollars. You understand what I'm saying? Again, it was either business or it was personal. But the club owner is making it like, yeah, I may have spoken to her over the weekend, but I never saw her. So again, what did she do in Augusta? Now, again, police said that they got the highway cameras picking her up down there and then coming back into South Carolina. I'm sure they got the timestamps to help piece this together. Now, I know that the FBI is now involved in this case, as they should be. This is a very strange case, and especially with all the rumors and the Facebook drama, and it's a lot, okay? But I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't think these guys, TJ or Reggie, got anything to do with what's going on with Alexis. I think that whatever's going on with her is bigger than them. It's bigger than them. And the police even came out and told us that, or the police told Alexis's family that TJ's story checked out. Not to mention he's on an ankle monitor. So his every movement is being tracked. And for some of you who still think, oh, well, he still got something to do with it. To me, you would be saying that he set her up. I can't see it no other way. What do y'all think about that? At the end of the day, I think these guys just want the mother of their children home, safe. Period. I've seen all kind of rumors about these guys. People really went all the way to the left with this. You know, and don't get me wrong, even though right now I don't see them as being suspect, what we've all learned is that one detail can be a game changer. But as of right now, they ain't suspects over here on my channel. Like I said before, I think whatever's going on with Alexis is bigger than them. You know, and everything that TJ told us can be verified by the police. And if you think for 1 second that they ain't checked his phone records, he was the last one to see her. So of course they're gonna start with him. They said that everything checked out. So, I mean, I'm riding with that. Everybody want Alexis home, safe, with her children. And it sounds like these guys right here, they want the same thing, y'all.
Saying I'm the suspect, I wouldn't do nothing to my son's mother, to no woman, period. I'm not built like that. You feel me? Especially someone I'm love. Yeah, we went together, but that's somebody I love. You know what I'm saying? That's my son's mother. That's my only child mother. I can't goddamn do nothing to her.
But nothing that has been going on is helping Lex. We gotta bring her home wherever she's at. Whatever condition she's in, we have to get her back here. For her kids. Because they need peace.
The truth is the truth.